Just wanted to get on here and make a quick video about my process when building underdog slips, building profitable long-term winning bets, because a lot of people ask me tons of questions about, exactly how I'm making these selections. And, they see me making money up over $1,700 in July, our VIP group making, over 35 units in the last 2 days. And so obviously there's a lot of eyes on my underdog slips. And so I just wanted to make a quick video that goes over the general strategy and kind of how I go about building these out. Welcome to Juiced Bets, by the way. My name is Trevor. And yeah, we're going to get into this video. But before we do, check out the description down below. There's a link there that'll take you to our VIP Discord. It's free for 7 days, so you can get in there and check it out. And basically, we'll send you plus EV, underdog, prize picks, and parlay play slips straight to you. You'll get notified. And also, there's a link that when you click on it, it'll take you straight to that book and enter the slip for you. So it's by far the easiest way to tail plus EV slips and to make money without having to do anything. No research, no looking at the boards or anything. You just get notified, place it, and you're good to go. Okay, let's just jump into the computer here and I'll show you how I do this. So Underdog is a fixed payout daily fantasy platform, just like Prize Picks and Parlay Play. Now this means that when you change higher versus lower, the payout does not change, right? So they don't take into account what the implied odds are, what the odds of something happening for a specific player. It pays you out the same regardless of higher or lower. So on a 3-man, it's a 6x always, right? Changing higher versus lower doesn't change it. Now, on normal sports books, this will totally change. For instance, we have a 2-man parlay here between Alvarez and Anderson. If I'm putting $100 on this, I'm getting a plus 256 payout, right? But if I were to change Alvarez to go over his singles instead of under his singles, this would change to a plus 301. So it changes the payout based on if I'm taking over or under. That's how it usually works, and technically how it should work, because the payout should be reflected of what the odds are. Now, with these platforms, it doesn't do that. And that's where it opens up this opportunity to find value, because you can simply find players that are favored to go either over or under, higher or lower, and you place them in the slip for, the side that they're favored to happen. So basically, you're going to always have favored players in your slips. So players that are more likely to hit than not, and you're getting paid out as if they're not super favored to go over or under, right? So you're getting value, right? Now, let's look at the math behind this. I have a good spreadsheet that will show you exactly how this works and also what the best way is to structure these slips, because on this platform, you can go all the way up to a 5-man parlay, right? You can do 5-man slips. So let's look at what the most profitable structure is. All right, let's look at some math in this spreadsheet. So what we want to look at when we're deciding what the most profitable slip is we have to figure out the win percentage to break even. So how many legs within your slip do you have to win to break even, right? And so with a 3-pick power, your win percentage has to be 55% to break even, right? To have your ROI be even, right? And so what we want to see is, how does this number change as we change the number of slips, the number of players per slip, right? And to clarify, this win percentage here does not mean that you need to win 55% of your slips to break even. It means that the plays within the parlay slip, this is how often they have to hit, right? So if you were to build, let's say 20 slips, so there's, you have 60 players within those. You need to win, out of those 60 players, you need to hit at 55% rate to win, to be profitable, right? So how does this number change as we change how many players are in there? Well, let's just go to our table of contents in this spreadsheet here, and it can show you exactly how it does change. So with a 2-pick power, you have to win 57.74% of your slips to break even. That means you have to win at a 2.7% higher clip just because you're doing a 2-pick power, right? You have to win more. And we want to build out the slips where we have to win the least amount of time, right? We want it to be as easy as possible to break even. So immediately, if you're just looking at this break even slip win percentage, you can see that the 3-pick power, the 4-pick flex, and the 5 picks are by far the best way to do it. You have the lowest win percentage, right? Now, if we look at the break-even implied odds, this is a good way to understand what plays we want to find for them. So if we're only sticking with the 3-pick power, it's minus 122 implied odds. So that means that you're being paid out as if each leg within your parlay is priced at minus 122 odds. Whereas a 2-pick power, you're getting priced as if those 2 picks each are minus 136, right? So when we're building out these slips, we want to keep in mind that we're being offered minus 122 odds on each player within the slip. And so what we need to do is we need to find plays and players that are way more favored than this. Because Underdog is giving us this payout and saying, whatever player you put in here, we're going to give you minus 122 odds on this. And so us as sharps, we say, okay, thank you for that. Now let's go find some plays to put in here that have actual fair odds of better than this. And when I say better than this, I mean more favored than this, because if we put a play in that's minus 150 and we're being paid out as if it's minus 122, well, we're being paid out way more than we should be. And if we do this over and over again, then we're going to be profitable. And that's why it's been so profitable for the VIPs in my Discord, is because we're doing this exact same thing. We're getting plays that we should be paid out at minus 150, but we're being paid out at minus 122. So let's look at how I find these plays now. All right, let's look on Daily Grind Fantasy. I also use the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer as well, but we'll use the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer as an example. Both the DG Fantasy and the Odds Jam optimizers are incredible tools to find these plays for you, and we have links down below for week trials, completely free. So try them out, see if you like it. If you don't want to have to go out and do all this research and find these plays yourself, you just want the plays sent to you, we have a VIP Discord. The first week is totally free. Link down below so you can join that Discord, and we send you these plays right to your phone with a link that you just click, and it fills in the slip for you and you place your bet. So it's by far the easiest way to tail these picks. Now, let's look at how we use this information to our benefit and we build out a slip. So right now, there's actually only one profitable play on the board. It's just, there's not very many plays right now, a very small MLB slate today. But let's look at this Ionescu play here, where it's saying that we are getting minus 147 odds on this, okay? So with Underdog, like we said before, a 3-pick parlay, right? A standard 3-pick is a 6x payout and giving you implied odds per leg at minus 122. And so what we want to do is we want to find players that are more favored than that, okay? And so what DG Fantasy and Odds Jam will do is they will show you the plays that are more favored than that. So, for instance, Ionescu under 6.5 assists. On FanDuel, it's priced at minus 146. On Bovada, it's priced at minus 150. So that means that these other sports books, FanDuel, Bovada, solid sports books, they're telling you, well, we're pricing her under 6.5 at about minus 150. Okay, great. So we take that information, we say, okay, well, she's clearly favored to go under, favored a significant amount, minus 150, minus 147 or so technically. And so we take that and we put it into our slip. And right now, just because Underdog is kind of dead right now, there's not a whole lot of great value. Let's look at Prize Picks really quickly and see if there's anything better. So another example, same player, but on her points, right? we get Ionescu at 16 on Prize Picks, but at 15.5, we're getting at minus 136, minus 130, minus 130, minus 135 on all these other sports books, right? But we're getting it at 16. So they're saying at 15.5, it's minus 130. At 16, it's got to be minus 145, minus 150. And that's what DG is saying. They're saying minus 145 is actually what the implied odds are for it to be 16. And so, yeah, we find that play and we put it in. And that's basically all you need to do. You just find as many places as you can that are more favored than what the implied odds are on Underdog. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and it may have cleared some things up. I hope it was clear enough. Basically, at the end of the day, you're on Underdog, you're placing bets at a fixed payout. So you, instead of saying, oh, I think this player is going to go over or under, you say these sports books that funnel millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into their algorithms are telling me that it's favored, right? And they're telling me you should be getting paid out as if this is minus 150. You're getting paid out at minus 122. That is a profitable bet. In the long term, if you strictly stick to this and you just place bets where you're getting paid out more than you actually should be, you're going to win money, right? And that's what plus EV betting is, and that's how it works best on Underdog. So a couple tips before I go. Number one, manage your bankroll properly. Don't be wagering over 50% of your bankroll per day, because if you have 2 bad days in a row, you're wiped out. I would always recommend wagering 1 to 3% of your bankroll per slip, right? So per bet. So make those adjustments to your bankroll, and you can do that. Second tip, like I had mentioned earlier in the video, make sure you're placing 3-pick standard picks on Underdog or 5-man picks. Those are the best. Those are my favorite. You get paid out the most for those, right, per value. And then the third tip is find your plays on DG Fantasy or Underdog. It's the easiest way to understand that you're finding a profitable and a favored play to go into this slip. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you leave a like if you did, and we'll see you guys next time.